I'm coming to work with solutions. I'm coming to work ready to overcome a challenge. I'm bringing God with me to work. So that's why it's important to know how to have a personal life and a spiritual life outside of your professional lifestyle. Welcome to She Self-Invested. I'm your host, Lodisha, and get ready to tune into your go-to podcast to feel empowered, to show up authentically feminine in male-dominated spaces, while prioritizing spiritual self-care. Let's invest into ourselves together, starting now. Hello, work besties. Welcome back to She Self-Invested. I'm your host, Ladisha, and I hope that you all are having a wonderful day so far. Work besties, we are 5 episodes in, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and supporting this podcast. If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at sheself_invested for inspiring work week content and show updates. Ladies, we have finally made it into the spiritual self-care aspect of this podcast, which is why we're going to dive straight into episode 5, Mindful Mornings, Starting Your Workday with Intention. Today's episode focus is centered around creating mindful morning routines to set a positive tone for the day. If you are one of my work besties who are in search of a new morning routine, but you just don't know where to start, this episode is perfect for you because we will explore specific routines and practices, including spending time with God, being present, and self-reflection. This will help you cultivate a peaceful and purposeful morning routine. Or it might help you add some things into your routine that you already have, or maybe replace some things. No matter what you take from this, just make sure that it aligns with who you are spiritually as a person and who you are authentically as a woman. The importance of mindful mornings is simply to set the tone for your day. The way you start your morning can significantly impact the rest of your day. It can influence your mood, productivity, and overall well-being. If you are one of my work besties that you immediately start your day on your phone, maybe you're scrolling on TikTok, maybe you're scrolling on Instagram, you're on Pinterest, that right there is instantly killing your productivity. The importance of setting the tone for your morning is to have a good day for you, to start your day with you, to start your day with God. By prioritizing having a mindful morning routine, you're also aligning yourself spiritually at the start of your day. By doing this can help you lead to a more centered and focused work day. What is spiritual alignment, Ladisha? Spending time with yourself, creating alone time. Aligning yourself spiritually at the start of your day can help you lead to a more centered and focused workday, which leads us to our first morning routine, spending time with God. I know personally for me, spending time with God in the morning truly helps me combat any kind of challenge that I might experience in the workplace. And the reason behind that is because I already took time out of my morning to connect to who I am on a spiritual level. I spent time to connect with God. Or maybe this might look like meditating for you. Spending at least 2 minutes meditating, 30 seconds if you're a beginner. Or you might be one of my work besties that likes to read the Bible. If you are, download a Bible app. Read a scripture or a quick verse. Whatever situations we're going through right now in our lives, there are similar situations in the Bible that can help you overcome that in a spiritual way, that can help you solve your problem with God. And I know the Bible is one of those controversial subjects, but ladies, like I mentioned in the previous episodes, that's why it's important to know who you are, not only authentically as a woman, but to know who you are spiritually as a being, spiritually as a person. By knowing who you are deep down spiritually, you will be able to make your own decisions about your beliefs, no matter if that's religion, spirituality, or no matter what it is. Make sure what you believe is true to yourself. Make sure that it feels right for you. Make sure that you're able to effortlessly connect with God. God is not forced. God has given us all free will for a reason, because He wants us to choose Him. He's never going to force you to believe in Him. So once again, know who you are authentically on a spiritual level as well. So back to the Bible. There are so many different chapters in there that can help you overcome work challenges maybe. Like personally for me, I recently received a promotion. It was a leadership role. I'm still working on my leadership qualities as a person in general. I just Googled female leaders in the Bible, and God took me to the story of Deborah. She was a judge, a female judge in the Bible. She was a leader, but she also led with men. God spoke through her to speak to men, to lead with men. She was the perfect example for me of what I was dealing with spiritually and physically at that time. So with that being said, if you are dealing with something at work, simply just starting your day with devotional time, starting your day asking God how to handle this situation, how to handle this workplace challenge. I might even suggest creating a peaceful space or corner in your home. Let's say you don't want to just immediately talk to God or read the Bible while you're still in the bed. Create a sacred space for you to connect with God, for you to read your Bible in peace. Or maybe you like to journal. Personally, for me, that's how I became more spiritual, by journaling. This can help you set intentions for the workday, as well as connecting with God. Maybe you connect with God through writing, and that's amazing. But it's about finding what works for you spiritually with God. It's about building and maintaining your personal relationship with God. By being able to do that, you can have healthy relationships in your career life, in your romantic life, in your familial life, in your platonic life. This can help you build better relationships in general, because you allow yourself to spend time with God as well as making time for you. Secondly, being present. Simply spending time with your breath. Simply breathing in, breathing out, feeling your lungs, feeling your diaphragm going, feeling your stomach, being intuitive within your body. Mindful breathing can help reduce stress and anxiety. This can help prepare you mentally and emotionally for the day ahead. Morning movement or stretching. The importance of incorporating gentle movement or stretching in your morning routine can help you connect with your body and awaken the senses. I would personally suggest yoga, Tai Chi, or any kind of simple stretching routine that can be done within 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a whole 25-minute, 60-minute yoga class. It can just be a couple stretches, boom, boom, boom. Or simply walking. If you have time to walk in the morning, that can help you connect your mind, body, and spirit for a successful workday ahead. Another way to be present in the morning time is through mindful eating. Simply practicing mindfulness during your breakfast, paying attention to the taste, texture, or nourishment of your food. Ways you can make your breakfast a more intentional and peaceful experience rather than a rushed or a distracted one is to simply make time to cook. Literally, I know ladies, I know besties. I know sometimes we're just in a rush to get to work. Maybe we just decided to take that extra 10 minutes of sleep besides getting up when an alarm went off. And now we have to hurry up and grab a protein bar or eat some yogurt or some cereal and run out the door. No, besties, work besties, we can't do that anymore. We can't do it. That is taking away from your presence. That is taken away from the meal that you are feeding your body. Would I personally suggest, so that you can have a more prosperous and creative day ahead, is to make time to cook your meal. Please, let me tell you why. I used to be someone that was notorious for waking up later than I should, running out. Maybe I eat some cereal, maybe I don't eat at all. And I would have such horrible work days. Maybe I'm trying to hurry up and eat at work. It's just not the same. It's not peaceful. Working on set and having to run to Crafty to get food. It's just like, how can I enjoy my meal when everyone's around me? Like I'm eating outside, or maybe I'm eating in a studio, or I'm eating by the lake. I don't know. I'm eating in random places. No. And I'm eating probably quickly because I'm working, right? And I learned when I started making time in the morning just to eat, to cook, that set a positive tone for my day. I already felt accomplished. Have you ever cooked a meal? Like, let's say it is a very hard recipe. Maybe it's a family recipe or whatever, but you actually took your time. You paid attention to the recipe and you prepped. You did all the things, and the meal actually came out really delicious. Before you stuck your fork into the meal, are you going to hurry up and try to eat it because now it's already made? Are you going to take the time to enjoy the fruit of your labor? No, you're going to take your time because you actually want to enjoy the taste. You want to see if you got all the flavors correctly. That's mindful eating. That's peaceful eating. Now, I'm not saying you have to create gourmet breakfasts every morning before work, but cooking nourishing meals for your body can play a huge role on your mood throughout the day. Which brings me to our last and final routine, self-reflection. If you are one of my work besties who are trying to get into journaling and trying to get into self-reflection work, this is specifically for you. If you are one of my work besties who are like, where do I begin? What do I write about? Simply start with something that's going to encourage your self-reflection for the day. Like, what am I grateful for today? Or what do I want to achieve today? When I first started journaling, my purpose was not only to self-reflect, but at the time I was building a coaching business. And I'm literally looking down at my journal right now from March 12th, 2021 at 4:52 in the morning. I don't know why I was up. And my prompt was, what are the steps to a successful coaching business? Simply taking a few minutes to journal can help you clarify what goals you want to achieve, release any lingering stress from the previous day, and set a positive mindset for the work day ahead of you. Affirmations and positive intentions. Ladies, besties, we talked about affirmations throughout this whole season, and it constantly shows up. Why? Because the power of affirmations reinforce a positive self-image and mindset. If you believe that you are confident, if you believe that you are a creative woman, if you believe that you are innovative, this can help you boost your confidence and focus simply by repeating these affirmations in the morning. Next is just visualizing success. Visualizing you already accomplishing this goal. Visualizing whatever it is you're stressed about, you give it to God and God handles it. Visualizing a successful and peaceful day ahead. If you already see it, then it's possible to happen. Visualizing success, what is that, right? Let's say you're stressed out about a presentation. Think about where you are in your mind when you're stressing out. Like, why are you stressed out? What are you thinking is going to happen so badly that you have to feel these emotions right now? What is it? Is it you getting nervous? Is it you maybe forgetting what you want to say? No matter what it is, visualize the opposite of that. Instead of you visualizing yourself in a certain outfit and you're messing up in front of your coworkers, change the outfit, change your hair. It's your world. Change how you look. What that does is by you changing your hair, you changing your outfit, maybe you change some of the people in the room, you're changing the outcome. You're visualizing a more successful outcome than the stress option. You are in control of your success. So I've talked a lot about the different rituals you can incorporate in your morning routine. And I decided that it just only makes sense that I share my morning routine with you ladies. Soon as I start my day, I immediately spend time with God. I mean, that is the beginning of my day. The minute my breath, I feel my breath kick in. Hey, God, thank you so much for waking me this morning, right? I have this Bible app that I use, And I always have a new verse every morning. So I spend time looking at that, reflecting on that. Afterwards, how I really connect with God is by going out in my backyard with my dog Ivy. Y'all know I talked about my bestie before. It's my girl. We go out in my backyard. I personally prefer to spend at least minimum 2 hours to myself without a cell phone, without my phone. The only time I look at my phone is to read my Bible verse. And sometimes I will see messages pop up immediately after the verse, put the phone down, and I go outside. I go in the backyard. I engulf myself with nature. Once I'm done spending time with God, I move on to being present. And how I do that is by going on 20 to 30-minute walks with Ivy. Not only am I working out my body, I'm getting outside into nature. I'm appreciating the weather because baby Texas is hot. So I have to start my walks early in the day before the sun really peaks, okay? Go on that walk, come back, feed Ivy, and then I immediately engulf into cooking me a delicious meal. Now, I'm going to stop there. You realize I did not say anything about me working out, me going to the gym, me running to a yoga class like I usually used to do. No, I didn't. Being present isn't just about physically moving your body and building muscle and running on treadmills or maybe running laps or bench pressing. No. Physical hard workouts might work for you. It might work for certain people. That does not work for me. And that is why I tell you, ladies, it's important to figure out who you are and what works well for your body and your mind. Walking is exercising, by the way. I have a really good friend of mine and I watched her lose weight just by walking. Please don't ever question. Don't ever question it. It works. So after I'm done eating my cooked meal, now is self-reflection time. I'm thinking about the day ahead. Sometimes I'm journaling or I'm writing down my accomplishments that I've already felt like I completed for the month, for the day, for the work week, wherever I'm at in that process. Once I've made that type of time for myself, then I go into my work day. That can be me working on podcast content, or maybe I'm working on schedules or whatever that might be. I'm still taking 2 hours of my time out of my day for myself, for my relationship with God. By me utilizing these practices, they help me have an overall positive work day. How? Because I'm in a great mood. I have already spent the time that I needed to myself. I have already problem solved whatever it is that was on my mind, so I'm not bringing my problems to work. I'm coming to work with solutions. I'm coming to work ready to overcome a challenge. I'm bringing God with me to work. So that's why it's important to know how to have a personal life and a spiritual life outside of your professional lifestyle. If you are ready to find a morning routine that works for you, one, I suggest starting small. Start with just 1 or 2 practices. You don't have to start praying early in the morning and reading the Bible and then you go and do yoga and then you go and write in your journal. No, please don't do all of those things. If it feels natural for you, that's different. But if it feels like forceful, please don't do that. Maybe start by just thank you, God, for waking me up. Or start by just not looking at your phone in the morning. Or start by immediately getting out of bed to go move your body. That can look like walking, going to do yoga, going to the gym, whatever works for you. By starting small, you're able to build a routine that becomes more comfortable for you. Next is time management. You might have a tighter schedule in the morning where you don't really have that much time to do all of these things. No problem. Go to bed early the night before. Get as much sleep as your body needs. That can be 6 to 8 hours. Wake up just 10 minutes early. And if 10 minutes is too early for you, wake up 5 minutes early. Give yourself 5 minutes. Give God 5 minutes of your time. If you're able to make 5 minutes of your morning available just to simply fit in at least one mindful practice, that is still a great way to build a morning routine. I hope that you ladies have enjoyed this episode so far. We have discussed the importance of mindful mornings and why setting the tone for the workday is important. The 3 different morning routines we discussed was spending time with God, being present, and self-reflection. By integrating these routines, you're able to create a more personalized morning routine that works for you. I shared practical tips you can use to build a mindful morning routine by starting small with maybe 1 or 2 practices and gradually building your routine over time. Working on time management, the importance of taking your time to cook a nice breakfast compared to rushing your meal. Even the smallest of changes in your morning routine can lead to significant improvements in your daily work life. Staying consistent in your morning routines. I know that can be challenging once we're doing something new, but it's for you. Thank you, ladies, for listening. I hope that this episode has been inspiring and impactful for you, and maybe even help you create a little change in your morning routine. Please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast, leave a review, and share this episode if you found it helpful. As always, stay invested. Most importantly, stay self-invested. And I'll see you on the next episode.